Hello, my name is Kelly Edwards and welcome to your yoga practice. For today's class, it's just going to be a nice overall flow, linking our breath to movement. So you can have two blocks for our practice today. We will be doing some low lunges as well, so if you need a blanket or a pillow or something for your knee joints, you can have that too. So we're going to get started in an easy seated pose. So if you want to use a block or blanket underneath your bottom to help sit you up a bit taller, better posture, more comfortable here, then you can use a prop. And then have your hands rest somewhere in your lap. If you need to move your shoulders a few times or drop your chin and move your ears from shoulder to shoulder, just gently stretching out the upper part of your body. If you were sitting for a long time today, that may feel nice. And then when you're ready and willing to get still, trust that time as it comes, letting the shoulders fall away from the ears and gently lift up through your crown. Notice if you're sitting a little far forward or if you're dropping back into your lower spine, and try to keep the spine lined up right over the sit bones. Just enjoying your natural breath as it comes in and out. And try not to worry about making the breath anything that it isn't at this time. So you don't have to breathe too deeply. There doesn't have to be a special sound to the breath right now. This is just your time to check in, take some inventory, so that you can understand where you need to maybe effort and work a bit harder within the practice, and the spaces that you may need to back off and be softer in. So just because we go through similar poses in our sequences doesn't mean that they are the same every time we do them. So how is your body feeling here and now? And after we check in, the next step is to acknowledge, welcome, and be okay with how we're feeling. We call it loving awareness. So take a few more breaths here. And at this time, now that the body hopefully feels a bit more grounded and settled, you can begin to deepen your breath. And if it feels natural to, create an intention for your practice as well. Wonderful. You can blink your eyes open. And we're going to come to standing. So take your time coming up. And you can stand at the top of the mat or in the middle somewhere, a little bit wider than hips distance with the feet. You can soften your knees a little bit. We're going to do what's called the breath of joy. So it's an inhale and an exhale, like all breath are. But the inhale, we're going to break up into 3 separate parts. So it's not 3 separate inhalations. It's one breath that we're sort of pausing at the first third, pausing in the second third, and then pausing before the exhalation. The arms for the inhale are going to go forward, then out to the side, then up. And as we exhale, I'll turn this way, the knees will bend some and we'll swing the arms back. So we're in kind of a skier type shape. Okay, so I'll show you and then we'll start together. So it looks like this. Okay, so you're kind of like a conductor to the breath, and the arms don't have to be stick straight, just a soft arm as if you're directing the breath. Okay, so we'll go for a few rounds of this. This can be as fast or as slow as you feel you would like to do. Okay, I'm going to take just a nice even pace with it. So let's get on the same page initially with the breath. Join me in an inhalation. Exhale, let it go. And let's begin. Forward, side, up. Exhale. Forward, side, up. Exhale. Keep going. Three more. Now inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, arms by your side. Go ahead and close your eyes if you feel comfortable to do so. Just notice the new sensations, maybe a little bit of heat that is built. And again, some time to check in with loving awareness, continuing to work on bringing our attention back to the mat. When you're ready, go ahead and step to the top of your mat. Blocks can be there waiting for you. Mountain pose. Soften your knees. Let your tailbone drop a little as you hug your navel back towards your spine. Shoulders rolling up, back, and down. Lift through the crown as you press into the feet. Next inhale, reach your arms up. You can grab hold of your left wrist lightly. And exhale, lean towards the right. Come back up through the middle. And exhale to the other side. And inhale, center. Soften your knees as you exhale, fold. Stay here in the forward fold for 3 breaths. Really try to let your head and neck go. On your next inhale, take a halfway lift. Bring your hands to your waist. Tone your lower belly. And as you exhale, lift the chin and the eyes and hinge through the lower back and tail to come up and have a little bit of that tuck and navel hugging in as you come up. We'll go through that again. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, lean towards the right. Come back through center and over to the left. Inhaling center, reach up through the fingers. Exhale, slowly folding forward, and again, staying here for 3 breaths, just trying to let the upper body get heavy. Make sure your knees are softer as you inhale. Halfway lift, hands to waist, lower core engaged. Exhale, lift the chin, rise to stand. Little drop of the tail. So we are going to be working the core and the low back today. This is part of the work, okay? The front body helps the back body. Let's do 2 more of these little mini flows. Inhaling, arms reach up. This time grab the right wrist first. Exhale, lean to the left. Inhale, center to the other side. Inhaling, center. Exhale, fold. 3 breath in the forward fold. Halfway lift, hands to waist, lower belly engaged. Exhale, lift the chin, coming up to stand. Final time. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale to the left. Back through the middle and other side. Inhaling, center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to waist, core engaged. Exhale, lift the chin to rise up. Tailbone drops, lower belly hugs in. All right, hands can be at the waist. Soften your knees a little bit. Step your left foot back for warrior 1. So the left heel is down. The foot is pointing out about 45 degrees. If you need to go wider than that, that's fine. Bending your right knee. Make sure you can still see your big toe. Front ribs hugging back. If you would like, your arms can reach up to the sky. Couple of moments here, again, in loving awareness. So what are you feeling? If it's very intense, is it something that you can back away from? Are you overworking anywhere? And of course, just accepting what is. Let it be. Next exhalation, hands will come down, blocks are earth. And either a couple of tiny hops or one big step forward. Left foot comes to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale, pulling heart forward. Exhale to fold and release. Couple of breaths. Standing forward fold. Softer knees, inhale, halfway lift, hands to waist. Exhale, look up to stand up. Hands can stay on your waistline, stepping the right foot back, warrior 1, second side. Again, hips are square to the front of the mat. Back heel is down, toes pointing out a bit. Arms can reach up. Your mind has a tendency to wander, so it's in your power to keep bringing yourself back. Next exhale, hands come forward and down, right foot steps to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, hands to the earth, step the feet back for plank pose, top of the push-up. Feel free to stay here. Or on your next exhale, take a vinyasa. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Some breath here to move. explore the shape in your body. Again, with loving awareness, so we're not judging, we're not criticizing. How we feel is how we feel, and we're doing the right thing by getting on the mat. Take 2 more breaths here. And then inhale, looking towards your hands. And exhale, folding up. Feet can walk forward, hands can walk back. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. 2 breath here. Knees soft, halfway lift, hands to the waist, core strong. Exhale, chin up to stand up. So if you're not at the top of the mat, go ahead and walk yourself there. Find mountain pose. Next inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. And then left foot will step back for warrior 1. Same shape as before with the hips pointing to the front of the mat. Back heel is down. Hands can stay at the waist or arms reach up. Exhaling, fingertips come down. Blocker earth. Now lift your left heel, so we're on the ball of the back foot, and slowly bend the left knee, coming down to a low lunge. This is where the blanket might be handy if you need extra support. Hands can stay forward and down, framing the right foot. You can challenge the core a bit more in the hip flexors by lifting shoulders over your hips, or once again, arms can reach up, which will start to involve your shoulders. Notice if there is a place that you need to back off and soften a bit. Then next exhale, bring the left hand down inside of that right foot, and as you inhale, twist. Right arm reaching up to the sky, hand can be on your waist instead. Exhale, right hand comes down. Lift your left knee, and again, a big step forward to the top of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Stay there, 2 breaths. Let the knees get a little bit softer so that you can feel the space in the low back and the sacrum. Just kind of releasing, allowing you to get heavier. Inhaling halfway, lower core engaged. Exhale, chin lifts to stand. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. And exhale, right foot goes back. Warrior 1, second side. Exhaling, hands come down. Lift the right heel. Slowly bend the knee, sinking it down for low lunge. Again, you can put a blanket underneath your right knee for more cushion. Choose what would be best for your arms, your shoulders, the whole shape. And if you're not sure if you're overworking, you always check in with the breath. So can you take a deep breath here? As if you're just relaxing on a beach somewhere instead of in low lunge. And that's how I gauge if I'm pushing too much. Going into the twist. Exhaling, right hand comes down. Inhale, left arm will reach up. Exhale, release your left hand. Lift the right knee and step to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale, pulling heart forward. And then exhale, hands to the earth, step the feet back, find plank pose. Maybe stay here or exhale, vinyasa. Meeting back in downward facing dog. If this is not feeling good in your body, please drop down and take a child's pose instead. Just a few more breaths here. Next, inhale, looking to the top of the mat. Exhale, folding up. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Hold here for 2 more breaths. Then inhale, halfway lift, hands to waist, core engaged. Exhale, chin lifts to stand. Okay, back at the top of your mat, mountain pose. Next, inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. And left foot back, warrior 1. We should feel more comfortable and stable, secure every time that we go into warrior 1 here. A little bit more each time as we get more familiar with the feeling of this. Now you can just stay and observe what's happening in the body, holding here. Or with the breath, moving the arms again. So as you exhale, you can bring the hands into fists and start to pull the elbows down towards the side body. So I'll just turn for a moment. We're coming in here. So inhale, arms can reach up. Exhale, hands, fists, and pull down like you're doing a lat pull down almost. So keep moving with the breath. Inhale up, exhale down. And again, just like our breath of joy at the beginning of our practice, this can be however fast, pumping more heat and energy into the practice, or nice and slow so we can feel what is working for us in the back body and in the arms. Inhaling, arms go up. Exhale, hands come down, lifting the left heel and dropping the knee for our low lunge. Again, choosing what would be the best position for the arms here. And next exhale, taking the twist. Left hand will come down to blocker earth. Right arm reaches up to the sky. Now bring your right hand down and bring it inside of the right foot and start to walk the foot out to the edge of the mat and turn the toes out as well. We're moving into a shape called lizard. And if with that movement and change in the right foot you can pick up your left knee and move it back farther, that will give you a deeper stretch across the front of the hips. So you can make those little micro adjustments so you feel better here. And you may want a block underneath the hands, or you can start to come down to the forearms and elbows, either block or earth. Try to be okay with how your hips are feeling. They may not only be tight because you may sit for long periods of time with your job or traveling, like driving in the car. But the hips are also where we store our emotions that we haven't processed. So if there's been anything on your plate that you've been kind of avoiding, especially this year, a lot has probably stacked up. So this is where that loving awareness, okay, my hips are tight, but it has been a difficult year. I am okay with this. I accept this. So let it be. That feels like enough on this side. So you'll start to lift back up if you lower to your elbows or forearms. I like to walk my hands back towards the left knee, slide the right foot back, and make your way to tabletop. In tabletop here, start to move with your breath, cat and cow. And if you want to linger in either of those shapes, so it might feel good to press the back up and stay in cat pose, or because of the the hip opening that we were just in, it may feel good to go into that cow tilt in the pelvis, pushing the thigh bones back in space. And then when you're ready, you can either meet back in a downward facing dog, lifting the knees and the hips, or you can step the feet to the back of the mat for plank pose, and then exhale, vinyasa. Two more breaths. And inhale, looking towards your hands. Exhale, folding up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold, and 2 breath here. Halfway lift, inhale, this time hands to waist, lower belly engaged. Exhale, lift the chin, come to stand. Right, back at the top of your mat. Blocks you can reset, mountain pose. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Then right foot goes back for warrior 1, second side. Choose what you would like to do with your hands. Reaching up or hands to waist. You can go back into the arms up and pulling down towards your side as we did on the first side, warrior one. Or this time the arms can reach out in front of you as you inhale, and then exhale, elbows bend, and you squeeze the shoulder blades back. You hug the elbows back. Okay. Again, however slow you want to go with this, you can really feel as everything is contracting in the back body, or a bit quicker if you're looking for a bit more heat. These are optional. You can just have your hands on your waist, holding warrior one and exploring what there is to be found within. Good. Next inhale, reach the arms up. Exhaling, hands will come down, lift the right heel, and slowly sink the right knee. Low lunge, maybe going a little bit longer in your stance this time. Again, hands can go to waist, the front knee, or reaching up. Check in with the breath and notice if there's anywhere you're pushing too hard. Don't force your way into any of these shapes. Let the body be. And then as you exhale, dropping the right hand down, and inhale for our twist, left arm reaching up. Exhale to release your left hand. Bring it to the inside of your left foot and start to walk your left foot out to the edge of the mat, turning the toes. So we're moving into lizard. Again, if you feel called to lift up and pull your right knee back a little bit more, go ahead. And you can use any props underneath your hands if you would like. Or coming down onto your forearms. Now again, notice if there's anything that you're pushing, that you're trying to force your way into. Resistance just causes more tension. And that can be said on our mat and in our lives. Acceptance is healing. Just a few more breaths here. So if you lower it onto your forearms, come back up onto the hands. Start to move the hips back, walk the hands back, and transition smoothly into tabletop, back to hands and knees. Again, cat and cow may feel really good here. That can also feel a bit robotic, just like, oh, I'm in tabletop, I should do cat and cow. So can you go inward, have a little communication with yourself, and notice if there's any other movement or shape that you can do here that will be more releasing and freeing for the body. So maybe a little wiggle through your tail, maybe looking over each shoulder, Maybe cat and cow feels good, and again, you can linger in one of the shapes. Even child's pose can get involved here, creating a little mini flow, mini sequence for yourself. Basically, I'm asking you at this time to listen, value, and trust your intuition and instincts on what you need. Making your way back to a neutral spine in tabletop. Again, you can lift up and back into down dog or step the feet to the back of the mat. Plank, inhale, vinyasa. Come back down to your knees. You can sit back onto your heels for a moment and then bring your bottom down to the right of your shins. So I'll face you guys so you can see a bit clearer. Knees together, feet together, sitting back, and just drop off to your right. So you may have to change the knees and shins a little bit. You can have one shin in front of the other, or you can tuck in a little bit more and place I have my left shin in the sole of my right foot in the arch there. So I'm a little bit stacked. Sitting up nice and tall. As you exhale, twist to the right. Your left hand can come to the outside of the right leg. Right hand reaches behind you. As you exhale, return to center and reach your left fingertips out from the left side of the body. You may already start to feel a little stretch in the right lower side. That's great. You can crawl away to go a little bit deeper into that. Or right arm reaches up and over. Notice now I'm bending my left elbow and just allowing my body to get heavier into this left side to stretch more on the right. I'm not reaching or overreaching through the right arm and shoulder. That feels wonderful. Come back up. Hate for it to end. And then we'll switch over to the other side. So you can go through center, drop over to the left. Again, kind of changing the feet and the shins however you need to. And you can stack the right shin into the left arch. Sit up tall. As you exhale, twist over the left shoulder. Exhale, release from the twist. Right hand will walk away from the right hip. Again, you can crawl the fingertips away, noticing that stretch you feel in the left lower side. Another way to move into it is to reach the left arm up and over. Again, we're not reaching and stretching and forcing here. It's a surrendering, really. That's dropping me in deeper. Bending that right elbow, getting heavier onto the right side. thighs back up. Feels so good. You can close your eyes and take a few moments to really feel that. Let that sink in. And then I'll have you grab a block. Have your knees bent, your feet planted out in front of you. You're on your sit bones. We're going to go into boat pose. So we'll all start and we'll kind of build into more advanced options here. So make sure you're being true to your stopping points. Lift out of your lower back, pull the navel in, and I'm hugging behind the backs of the thighs to start. We can all begin there, lifting one foot, one shin at a time, and balancing on the sit bones. Imagine your knees and your heart each have a magnet on them, and they're being pulled towards one another. Hold for 2 more breaths. And the feet can come down. You can release the knees and maybe now hug in front of the legs. So hands interlacing across the shins. And you can roll into your lower back and take a seated cat here. The more you drop your chin to your heart, the more of a stretch you may feel through the back of the neck. Okay, let's come up for our next variation. So again, if that was enough for you to work on, just keep holding behind the backs of the legs. I forgot to mention this when we were in it, but you don't have to bring your shins all the way up to parallel. So even just lifting the feet here a couple of inches off of the ground, that's getting your body working for boat, for a more advanced boat in the future. Okay, so that is work. That is enough. If you're adding on, follow me. We're going to be sitting up out of the lower back. Again, holding behind the backs of the legs to begin. You can lift the feet up, and this time arms can reach forward. Again, heart and knees magnetize towards one another, so trying to hug together. 2 more breaths. Feet come down. You can hold the front of the legs, round your back into cat, seated cat. All right, once again, you can hold the legs, arms can reach forward, or this time, take your block. You're going to hold it in the hands, and I'll show you what we're going to do so that you know. We'll be in boat pose, and we're going to pass the block around the legs. Okay. This will be our second to last. We'll have one more that we can add on after this, just so that you have a framework here of where we're going. Oops, you need the block. I don't know why I put it down. Take your block. We're going to sit up nice and tall. Again, you can be holding behind the backs of the legs and keep doing our option 1. Lifting the feet, boat pose, and start to pass the block around the legs. And if you have a heavier block like this that's made of cork, it's going to kind of throw off your balance a little bit more. So it's your job to keep coming back, keep coming back. 2 more breaths. Feet down. Block you can put off to the side for a moment. Roll back into your cat pose. Or now a Baddha Konasana could feel good. Soles of the feet together, let the knees open, and maybe rock a little bit side to side. Give your thighs and hips a break and a stretch. All right. Adding on Final time. So if you want with your, I don't know where this mic pack is going to go. If you want with your block again, that's not going to work. All right, let me take my mic pack off so that I don't crush it. Okay. All right, holding your block again, sitting up nice and tall, navel hugs in, lifting the feet, shins parallel. Again, you can be passing the block, or this time, holding the block, drop down, extend the legs, drop the heart, come back up, pass the block. Drop down, come up, pass the block. Okay, keep going. If you want a little more, the arms can reach overhead with the block. Pull up around the legs. Let's do 3 more. Hold boat. Feet down. Block off to the side. You can round back into cat or take your Baddha Konasana. All right, we're going to get down onto our backs. Have a block handy nearby on your way down. You can hug your knees into your heart and maybe rock a little bit left to right, side to side. Then we're going to go into thread the needle. But I want you to start on the side that feels tighter. So you can cross your right ankle on top of your left knee. Draw your left thigh in and just take a notice of what sensations come up for you in that right hip, lower back, wherever you feel this. And kind of how would you gauge this, like on a scale of 1 to 10? What is the tightness? What is the tension? And then let's switch for a moment. Left ankle can cross on top of the right knee. Right thigh can come in. Noticing what comes up for you on the second side. And again, how would you gauge it? Scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling? And then the feet can come down. Take a moment lifting the hips and tucking your tail so your lower back feels longer. And then we'll go into our thread the needle and hold it now. So whatever side felt the tightest for you, had more tension, I want you to start on that side for the stretch. Again, this is a part where your body, your intuition, your instincts should kick in and say, woo, this side needs it more. Let's go there first. Okay, so really getting in tune with yourself instead of me just hopefully guiding you in the right places. Two more breaths. And then you can release, bringing both feet to the ground, maybe dropping the knees together, or you can drop the knees from side to side. Now And when you're ready, go ahead and move into the second side. Two more breaths. And gently release. Again, the knees can fall together for knock knees or drop from side to side. And then we'll come to bridge pose. And since we're nearing the end of our class, you can do a supported bridge, which is why I had you have a block nearby. So you can do low or medium height on the block, lifting the hips up and placing the block underneath your sacrum, underneath your lower back. You can have your glutes kind of hanging off the edge of the block. And if you feel balanced and secure on your prop, you can extend the legs up to the sky. Keep the knees soft and the feet a little bit lazy here. If you wanted to work a little bit more with the core and the strength of the lower back, just like we were doing with our halfway lifts to stand, you can do a few rounds of bridge pose without the prop. So lifting the hips up, toning the belly, try not to engage your core too much. Let this be more about the thighs and the abdominals, which will help support your lower back. And then after a few breaths, you can come down and take rest and then go back up into it again a few times if you would like. Otherwise, our more restorative shape here will be our supported bridge. So if you're there, enjoy it. A few more moments. Take 5 more breaths wherever you are. Very slowly, nice and easy. The feet and the hips can all come down, removing the block. And if there is anything else that you need to take before dropping into your Shavasana, your relaxation, you can take a couple of breaths for that, but then when you're ready, releasing the arms and the legs. Let your body take up space. You deserve it. You are worthy of that. And let each exhalation drop you deeper into the earth. Let it be. Whatever is coming up for you, just acknowledge it. Notice it's there. Tell it it's okay. It's welcomed. Enjoy your time here in Shavasana. I'll let you know when it's time to release. Start to bring your mind back to your mat. And take a few moments to wiggle your fingers and your toes, deepening your breath. On an inhale, the arms can reach overhead. Exhale, surrender, soften. One more time. You can hug your knees into your heart. Very sweetly release down to your right side. And then press yourself up to an easy seated pose. Hands can meet in prayer in front of your heart, or the hands can press into the heart and into the chest. Take a moment in gratitude for your body, your breath, and this practice. Repeat your intention to yourself, promising to take it with you off of your mat into the rest of your day and maybe even beyond. Bow your brain, sealing everything in. And namaste. Thank you so much for joining me on your mat in your practice. I hope you feel good. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.